Om Shanti. Good afternoon and welcome to Power Boost today. Our topic today, first I guess I should say who I am. My name is Mary. I'm with the Brahma Kumaris in Chicago. I coordinate the activities of the Brahma Kumaris in Chicago and in the Midwest. And very nice to be here with New York meditators today. The topic that we're going to take up today in meditation is checking our energy. Where is my energy? Is my energy flowing? Meaning, is it moving me forward in life? Or is my energy stuck? Meaning, am I resisting that which I don't like or that which I don't want? And that's my focus of my attention is resisting. Am I moving forward or am I resisting? Now I should first explain what the way that I use these terms, what these terms mean when I'm using them, because they're rather broad terms which have come from the field of science, but we now apply to consciousness routinely. So flowing means moving myself forward. If life gives us constantly circumstances which we need to respond to. Can be something simple like an email or a phone call. It can be kind of a medium level thing. For example, our security lights went out today, so we had to call somebody to come and troubleshoot that situation. It can be a high level thing, such as a conflict between two people or a disagreement that leads to a difficulty in communication and a feeling of not being well. So life gives us situations. Flowing means to use my creativity in order to deal with this situation, perhaps create something beautiful and get onto the other side. Resisting, on the other hand, means to focus my attention on what I don't like or what I don't want and think a lot about that. And of course, thinking about what I don't like or what I don't want is never going to move me forward. So in meditation, we can both, with that inward focus, we can take a look at ourselves and see, where is my energy right now? And also in meditation, we can redirect our energy if we find that I'm stuck in resistance about anything. And the third thing that we do in meditation is we practice making the energy flow very nicely so that later on in the day, if we're in a position where I feel like I've gotten stuck, I'm resisting, I can start flowing. I practiced it when I meditated. I can apply that again. So flowing, energy flowing, starts with the desire to experience and express my real self. The desire to experience and express my real self, the spiritual self, the soul, we say in Raja Yoga. So it starts with believing in my own goodness, or perhaps as seeing myself as a child of God. And then the flow of energy comes from a place of love. It awakens within me my inner resources. One of those resources is creativity. One is experience. One is wisdom. But also, I have the resources of many good qualities: cooperation, discernment, generosity, humility. Once I'm in the flow, all of these qualities can be activated. But on the other hand, if I notice that I'm resisting shuts the door on my inner resources. Resisting doesn't allow me to move forward because resisting is wanting to change the world. And of course, we can't change the world. So resistance shuts the door. Now, sometimes we resist something that's happening, or I did get a little bit of resistance when I found out the security lights didn't work. It means there's a nice dark spot on our property, which would invite criminal activity. But we get over that kind of resistance fairly quickly and we say, okay, what can we do about this? How can we make there be light again? And other forms of resistance can be a little bit more difficult. For example, if I'm having a disagreement with you, I see things one way and you see things another way. The danger is that we both get into resisting, which is I don't like you the way that you're seeing things and you don't like the way that I'm seeing things. So we're both resisting. We each want the other one to see things our way. And then it gets quite complicated when there are two energetic beings both resisting at the same time and sharing their resistance with each other. This is when I really want to be able to flow. And now a third way that we can resist is sometimes we resist our own negativity, which means we suppress it. Of course, we don't want to feel bad. We don't like being grouchy or anxious or whatever. So we might suppress it because we don't like that feeling. We'd rather feel good. But the energy is still there, and suppressing it or resisting it in this way is going to block the flow of my creativity. So we want to accept. We want to be in a state of what we call in the Brahma Kumari soul consciousness, which is this beautiful state of being, a being of qualities, of potential, an actor, a doer, a creator. And this state of soul consciousness, of seeing myself outside of this situation, I'm the eternal being. I'm here. I have an opportunity right now to create something beautiful. This makes my energy flow. This state of love makes my energy flow. This is easy to talk about, but sometimes a little bit difficult to pull off. And so also in meditation, we need a very refined source of spiritual power so that we can perhaps see the roots of our resistance. And once we see it, we can maneuver around it. We can see that's okay. Yes, no, I don't like this, but that's okay. I can still move forward. I can still create. And so meditation is a way to kind of clear the channel, to transform that negative stuck quality. If we regularly meditate and regularly clear the channels, then they don't get clogged. So this is what we'll practice today. Being in that state of soul consciousness, that state of great potential and creativity. To begin with, bring your awareness to your breath and watch the air for a few moments, just entering and leaving the lungs. Notice the flow of air in and out, in and out. We would never say we need more inhaling or more exhaling. We need both. The breath has to move, it has to flow, and then we stay healthy. Now bring your awareness to the little being of light, consciousness, or energy, however you see yourself, this being or this place behind the forehead where you feel yourself think. Of course, the inner being is invisible, but with our third eye, we can see ourselves as a being of light, energy. And it's this being that chooses how to understand a situation, chooses whether to flow, that is, creatively move forward, or not, get stuck. The other option is to get stuck. Now, sometimes we don't make this choice consciously, but we can if we want to. So let's make the choice right now to enjoy my own very pure spiritual energy, to let that energy flow. Inside each one of us is the energy of peace. That's our natural state of being. Bring your awareness very deeply within and touch that inner place of peace. Let that energy of peace flow and fill your consciousness with peace. And as the energy flows, it will even fill the body with peace. And the energy will flow into the space around you and fill that space with peace. Now, in this peaceful state, if something surprising happens, or somebody comes with an immediate demand, in this state of peace, we can respond creatively. We can listen, contemplate, and then come up with a peaceful response. No need to shut down or separate myself, because I'm in the flow of my pure energy. Let's go back inside again to the deepest part of the self. And the energy of love also resides in that place. Touch that place of love. And let that energy of love flow. To have the energy of peace flowing and the energy of love flowing is a very powerful and creative place to be. We can also choose, in this powerful place, I'm going to send good wishes to every single soul in the world, for example. May all beings be happy. Or from this creative and powerful place, I might see one maybe disagreement or difference of opinion that I'm involved in, and see myself and the other people together, bound together with the energy of peace and love in silence. And from this place of peace and love, I can also understand that the most powerful being, the supreme being, would be supremely peaceful and loving. And I can open myself to experiencing, acknowledging that peace and love from the Supreme, coming into the awareness of the peace and love of the most powerful being. And appreciate if the powers of God are peace and love, wouldn't those same powers work very well for me, the human soul? Wouldn't those powers be very useful when I face difficulties or when I want to improve a situation or when I want to strengthen myself, peace and love, particularly if I can stay close to the supreme source of peace and love, combine my peace and love with the highest will, the most benevolent one. And let myself be an instrument for creating something good in whatever circumstances I've been given. This is soul consciousness, recognizing the power of the soul, the treasures of the soul, and the doorway to the Supreme Soul, which we have in soul consciousness. And now bring your awareness back into the body that you inhabit, the day that's in front of you. And also be aware of yourself, the inner being, the being of peace and love. These are your core powers. Om Shanti.